Hey, I hope you're doing good. It's Chris here from 6 String Fingerpicking, and in this lesson we're learning how to play Mister Sandman by Chet Atkins. Okay, so Mister Sandman is number 56 on my top 60 fingerpicking songs to learn of all time list. If you haven't seen that list and you're new here, make sure you do check it out. It's my top 60 fingerpicking songs from beginner to advanced. We've been learning one song each and every week. So check out the list. If you like the songs, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of these great lessons. Let's get going with Mister Sandman. Okay, so if you're watching this on YouTube and you want to get the full lesson for it, that is available on the website 6stringfingerpicking.com completely for free. So you've got all the tab over there. So anyway, let's get stuck straight into it. And the first one we're going to look at is the bit that goes... Ooh. Like that. Okay, so there is so much going on, so I'm going to have to go over this at quite a speed. So try your best to keep up and watch it as many times as you need to. So it starts off. That's just just walking up the arpeggio from the 7th fret on the A string, 4th fret on the D string, 6th fret on the D string, and then you're into your A major 7 arpeggio. Okay, so. And then you've got to form this shape. So I'm playing 4 on the high E, 5 on the B, 6 on the G, and 7 on the D. Okay, so that's the shape. Just a major 7th chord, A major 7. Oop. And then when you're there, you just pick through. So you play the D string, G string, B string, high E string. Then drop your first finger down to the 2nd fret on the high E. So that's a huge stretch if you're not used to playing chords like this. Okay? So you play 4, 2 on the high E string, and then you pick back down the arpeggio B, G, D, with these fingers remaining in place. Okay? And then shift up, so your pinky's on the 9th fret of the D, and you want to have your 2nd finger on the G string 7 and your 3rd finger on the B string 7 and your 1st finger on the 5th of the high E. Okay, so if you need to drop your thumb back in order to stretch out that far, then of course go ahead and do that. And then pick your way through that. So you just pick right the way up, D string, G, B, E. Then you have to drop that 1st finger down 1 more fret. Okay, so all of that really slow. And up. Now, of course, he does it on this really nice Gretsch. You can do it on any guitar you like, really, but I've just kept it to the acoustic guitar. It doesn't really make any difference. You can do it on classical guitar, whatever you want to. But that's your introduction. So that goes round twice. And on the 2nd time, you just stop there. And then you are into that section. Okay, so moving on, we have... And there really is a lot going on. So the first chord I'm holding down is kind of an A major 13. So I've got my 1st finger on the 4th fret of the of the high E string. My pinky is on the 7th fret of the B string, second finger is on the 6th fret of the G string, and third finger is on the 7th fret of the D string, like that. So the melody is just going 4th fret on the high E to the 7th fret on the B. We start 5, 7, and then 5, 7 on the B. So we play the A and the E string together, and the thumb is alternating A, D, E, D, A, D, E, D, like that. I'm using the bass a little bit there, like that. Okay, and then we got a G sharp 7. So G sharp 7, we all know that chord, and then put your little finger on the 7th fret of the B string. And so the melody here, if you think you've got the alternating bass, and I think I tend to play E, D, A, D, but I've watched Chet Atkins do it, and he, I think, is playing E, D, E, D. Doesn't really matter too much, depends how pedantic you are and how meticulous you are, but it doesn't really make much difference. But anyway, so here, you play the E string, the 2 E strings together, and then the D and the E string together, and then either the E or the A string together with the B string 7th fret, and then back to the D and the E. So you get like that. So and then we walk into our next chord. That's 4, 4, 6 on the E string, and then 3 on the A string, and then we're into our next chord, which is like a C sharp 9 with a flat sharp 5 in it. Okay, so, and you're alternating between that sharp 5 and going back, like that. Okay, so the bass again is bouncing along like that, and you've got like that. Ooh. Okay, so the bass is going the A string, the D string, so that's 4th fret to 3rd fret, and then you move your second finger down and play the 4th fret on the E, and then back to the D. And then I'm constantly playing the G string every time I play the melodic line. So the melodic line is going, and I always play the G with that. So just those 2 strings you get. With the alternating bass. Like that, okay? And then we've got another sharp 5 chord, 7 sharp 5, but it's F sharp 7. Sharp 5, so F sharp 7, we all know that, and then so sharp 5, if you bar that, the 2nd fret, so you play 2 on the E string, the 2 on the D string, and then 3 on the G and 3 on the B. The 3 on the B, that's your sharp 5, like that. There's a lot of jazzy chords going on in this. So what do you play here? You go, you want the open high E string in there. So I play the E string 2nd fret with the 3rd fret on the G and the B. Then the D string 2nd fret. Then the E string 2nd fret with open high E. So you got like that. And then I play the D, G and B together, holding down that chord. Okay, so that's your F sharp 7, sharp 5. Then we walk up to the B9 this time, or B13, and you play on the E string 2, 2, 4, and then 1 on the A, and then you're in. Okay, and then you got this chord. So this isn't an easy song to play. The chords are really complicated, and you may not have heard me speak about these types of chords before. So if you're not new to altered chords or anything like that, it's definitely worth doing some study on it. But to be honest, it's for the really serious guitar player to truly understand these chords, altered dominant chords and things like that, extended chords. I couldn't recommend it enough to get really serious about your chords, because look what he's written here. Actually, I don't think he wrote the song, but I'm not sure actually. But anyway, I'm yabbering. So we're on the B9. We've walked up to this B13. So you've got B9, and then extend your pinky up to the 4th fret on the high E string. Okay. So it's very similar to this chord, but just down here. The bass is still alternating, and the melody is going 4 4 2 4 4 2, and you play the G with every single one of those, like that. Okay, so I'm not going to go into any more detail than that. Okay, and then we've got E6. E, you put the 6 in. C sharp is the 6 of E. So you put that note in right there using your pinky. And here, holding that chord down, I play the E string, the G string, and the B string. Then the D string with the thumb, and then I play the E, G, and B again. Back to the D. So, and then I pop the G and the B. So it's like, all right. Back to the E string, and then I play, holding down the chord, the D, B, and the E. So, and then to 4 on the E string, and then it's to, so A, add 9. So, you know, A, like this, that's 5, 5 on the B and the E, 6 on the G, 7 on the D, and you're alternating the bass, of course, and your melody is going 7 7 5 7 5 7 5, and of course you're playing the G on that as well, so you get every single melodic line with the alternating bass, like that. And then we get F9 to E9 or E13. The 13 is really just part of the melodic line, like that. So here, E9, F9, and then we play the A, G, and the B together. Sorry, A, G, and E all together. Then the bass note, D string, 7th fret, and then move the bass down to the E string, so on the 8th fret, and you play 8 on the E, G, and B, E, G, and E, and then back to that bass note on the D string. So you've gone, and then you move down to the E9, but put the 13 in there as well. That's the 9th fret with your pinky, and you play the A, G, and high E string together. The bass note is now the 6th fret on the D. Okay, and then lift your pinky off, move your 2nd finger to the E string, 7th fret, and play the E, G, and high E string together, followed by the D string after that. So that section, a bit fiddly, but it goes. Okay, and that's really the first time through the chord progressions. So we've played go back. So it's pretty much exactly the same. The only little bit of difference that I've done there is on that G sharp 7. I changed the rhythm a little bit to that. Instead of going, I think the first time, just picking through, I go. I just alternate, I just arpeggiate it a little bit differently. So if you want that, I'm playing E, high E, D, 2 E strings together, B, D, E. Walk up's the same until you get to this F sharp 7 part. And here I play, it starts the same, F sharp 7, sharp 5. So I play the E, G, and B, and then the D, and then the 2 E strings. Remember the high E is open, and then D, G, and B, and then E, D, and then lift off and just a normal 7, normal. So you go back to a regular 5, which is the 2nd fret on the B string. So you go like that, and then after that I just played E, D. So that's okay. And then you got this last little bit. That's it. So that's. And then you're into that section right there. So let's go over this part. B minor. Holding down a B minor, play the A, the G together, and then D, B, A, G, D. Okay. Then up to B minor up here. And holding down a B minor, I just have my flatten this across the 7, then 3rd finger on the 9 on the E, on the B, sorry, D, the note is B. I play the A and the B string together, and then D, and then I put my little pinky on the 10th fret of the B, and then E, G, D. So that's like that. And then this D minor chord here, but it's D minor 7, but I've got my pinky on the 7th fret of the high E string. Alright, so there, with that down, so from the A string I'm playing 5, and then 7, 5, 6, and then pinky on the 7 here. And I play the A and the E, B, D, E. Then I lower the bass to the 5 on the E string, D string, 7th fret, back to the root note on the A string. Then I play the D, B and E together, with the bass down again to the low E string. Take your pinky off and I hammer it, like that. So it's followed by the bass note on the D string. Then we've got this last little bit here. So it's a dominant, it's a B7 chord, but I've got the 9 in there as well. So it's the 9th interval and it's the 9th fret on the high E string. And I play the E, G and the high E string together. Then the 7 on the D. And you do that twice. And then you got this E13 chord. And play the A, G and B together. Sorry, A, G and E together. Sorry. Yeah, that is right. 6th fret on the D string, and then this is just an E7 chord, but I'm holding down just the 5th fret on the high E string and 7th fret on the G string. Play the E, G, and high E together. Then put your pinky onto the 7th fret of the high E and your 2nd finger onto the 6th fret of the D. And play those together, and then after you've gone to an A chord, like this is fine, and just arpeggiate your way through that, or just pick that and let the bass do the rest of the work. And then we are nowhere nearly done, and teaching this is so hard via a camera. I can't tell you, learning how to play it is unbelievably difficult, as is teaching it to you. So I really hope that makes sense via this video lesson. But that's where I'm going to leave it for this lesson. If you want to get the rest of it, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, that is available on the website. So check it out, and I'll see you over there. Okay, so that's it for this lesson. I really hope that you've enjoyed. If you did, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and head over to 6stringfingerpicking.com for the remainder of this lesson and loads more fingerstyle guitar lessons. I'll see you next time. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.